Well, hello. We're playing a Kibler Bat stack right now. We're playing some fun shenanigans. Playing with some cards I haven't played with yet. Yeah, that's fine. Drop my other land here. Can drop 2 more clerics here and we'll gain quite a bit of life by doing it that way. Either that or I could just drop the... Yeah, that's one thing you can do. I think we'll do the same thing with the cleric now. Well, we get the Bomo down also. He already blew 2 deadly cover-ups, didn't he? I guess he only did 1. Huh. Get this out. Oh, he was able to counter that, unfortunately. We'll be able to drop the collar and then gain more life with the flyer coming in. Never mind. Man, they've had a lot of removal going on here. Well, let's see what they got in their hand. Another counter. Let's get this down. At least we can trigger this if they can't get rid of it. That'll be the play, because we can drop Conqueror and get the bat out. And they've exiled everything too, which is crazy. Another sweeper. So they've cast a couple of those dragons already and deadly cover up. Let's just keep the land in hand. I don't think we have to drop that. How are things going tonight? I like the art on that. It's a little different. Keep going with the removal. We got nothing now, unfortunately. Channeler out. We'll gain life with that coming into play, so it grows. Do they have counterspell? I can always just sacrifice this and get a dragon card as well. So they can bounce this. That might be the play for them. That's a pretty good one. We need to find a Get Lost to get rid of that. We also have a Hex that can get rid of it too. Well, we got 6 cards. Yeah, 6 cards in our deck that can get rid of that. Are they just a mill deck? It's not going to get us there, unfortunately. We're not attacking. This is a Kibler deck, if you guys are new to the channel. We're playing a Bats deck. This was one that Kibler almost played during the Pro Tour. He ended up going a different direction, but it's a fun one. It's my first time playing this version of this deck. It has cards in it that I haven't played before. We're rocking Zorline and Darkstar Augur, which is a new one that I haven't played with. Clarion Conqueror is a strong one. Yeah, I think we just give up on this one. Get into another game. See where we go from here. All right, Momo is a really good one to start out with. We can get a cheap bat. Fortunately, we don't have a second untapped land. Maybe we go with Case first, and then just hope it works out from there. If we get an untapped land after this, we can get Chandler down and start growing it pretty fast. Otherwise, we might just drop the bat and then follow it up with a Chandler. We did get it. Just get it down so we can grow it. It's a threat. They're going to have to remove it. We could have waited to get another creature down so that token could move, or that counter could have moved. I expect them to go after it right now, though. Little surprised they didn't. We're going to get the Momo down, because then we have a cheap bat. Not that it matters for our mana here. But we can grow the Channeler quite a bit. That's the nice thing. So are they... Okay, they don't have a counter. They're a little surprised, actually. All right, what do they got in their hand? Bringer, Awaken. All right, I think we can actually kind of race most of this. Let's get rid of the Awaken. That was pretty good. They can get the Spinner out. They don't have the mana, though. Spinner could have been a good one for them. Man, if they didn't draw a land, then they're... Okay, they did get a land. So they'll cast their Scholar here, which prevents us from attacking in with these. We'll still probably drop our bat, but we'll see what we draw. Unfortunately, it's a tap land that we have in hand. Last turn, I probably should have just dropped that. Another Momo? Let's see what we want to do here. We can drop this and see what he drew. We could be in trouble because the Caveros can just go after the Bringer and would kind of wipe the board. I guess I can go after the Cavero. Let's do that. Yeah, that seems very good. And we could just replace this with the one in hand, so let's attack in with it. Try to clear the air a little bit. Okay, so we do get in some damage. Get this out and turn. If we can get an untapped land, we can fire up the fortress, which also grows the channeler. Oh, he did find it. Oh, bummer. That was pretty much the draw they needed. I don't think we have anything in the deck yet we can fight back from here. We'll just move on to the next game, unfortunately. Alright, what do we got here? Flyer into bat into cleric. Let's try it. We do need to find our swamps. Otherwise, we can also just drop the channeler, I suppose. Alright, not the worst. Just to be mana efficient, let's go this route. Alright, Iron Crag. That kind of tells me this might be a Ugin mono black list. Man, we do not have the land this game. Yep, not doing good with that. How's everybody doing today? They did get their Ugin fired up. We finally got our black land. suppose we can get... Let's do this to see if they have any colorless spells we can get rid of out of their hand. Oh, jeez. I think we're good. Let's switch it up. Let's go with his Blue-White Flyers deck. Kibblers, that is. Kibler Skies deck. Alright, decent land, I guess. We do have nothing early, but we'll keep it. Tap land in. Blue tapped. And then everything else can come in untapped, which is nice. Okay, we can airbend out with that and then follow it up with a Curiosity. I think that's what we do. Just slow them up a little bit here. Oh shoot, that doesn't come in because we don't have a basic land. That's not considered a basic land. Bummer. Let's get this out. We'll start getting the damage in. Gonna do this just so we can get the draws. They got the Elspeth. We can kill the Elspeth. I guess we can't really because they'll block here. Can attack in with the Curiosity here. And give everything +1. Maybe we just do this. Maybe we attack in with this and then drop that. We'll let them block. Okay, they let that go through, which is interesting. In this case, I think we actually double this up. Just in case they can remove one. Now they're not flying. They can't trigger it. Ooh. It's a little bit of a bummer. We only have to block one. And then we should have lethal then next turn. So let's do that. Block that, so this still has the pump. And then we can give all of our creatures flying, or +1/+1. And then that's lethal. GG's. All right. Cranking again here. Hey, iCrit. How's it going? Starting town. Okay. Seamer. We do Momo into a multiversal passage. Unfortunately, we can't cast that on our opponent's turn with Momo. Let's keep it. I think we just pay this right off the bat instead of paying for the starting town multiple times. Another Momo. I think we just hold those up because they're too strong to use that with their flash ability on the opponent's turn. Should have held off on that just in case I needed to cast the Interrupter. But we're good. Hey, look at that. See? We have another one to cast, which is nice. What are you up to tonight? All right, Crit. We'll go to my turn. We'll get this out. Stops them from flashing in a flying creature that can kill our creature. Am I okay with that? I think so, because we can flash Aven in. We're not doing a whole lot here. Stoke's pretty good. I'm gonna do that. Just in case we need it. I guess we'd be outpacing ourselves if we did it that way. Okay, he's got his Aang. We'll do that so they can't block. But they probably got a counter spell or something. No more lies. We can pay for that. Get the extra damage in too, which is nice. Now they're down to 7. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Just recorded another demon deck for the channel. Got a demon slivers deck for tomorrow for everybody to watch. I think I'm pretty much wrapping up the different demon decks at this point for the week. There's no high noons in this one, actually. After this game, I'll show the deck list. This is a Kibler Skies deck. Momo, Seamrip, Flitterwing, Spyglass, the Librarian, Nomad Legacy, Sky Snares, Aven Interrupters, Conquerors, the big card. We got Aang, we got the Eagle, Curiosities, and Sphinx. We'll keep this. Yeah, after this match, I'll show the deck. Let's get this down first. We'll pay 2 life. We'll get rid of our legacy. We'll get the Conqueror out since it's cheap. Mana efficient. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you appreciate the demon decks. I thought people would like it this week. Let's get do that. Looks like they're kind of stuck on land. Okay. Get that thing pumped up pretty good. We'll get this in tapped. Attack in. There is actually a Golgari demon deck that Kibler had that I wanted to try, and I did play a couple games tonight with it, and man, I was not having any success with it. So I might give it another whirl to see if I want to make a video out of it. But I was getting beat the games like pretty bad. The games I was playing with it. All right, we'll drop this. Let's attack in. So hopefully he doesn't find a sweep, but we got the avian to help us out here. We could have explored before we attacked, actually. Does he have like Day of the Black Sun or anything? Well, he's pretty much tapped out by doing that, so let's just interrupt it. Yep, GG's. Yeah, it's fun. There's a lot of really neat interactions that you can do with all the shapeshifters. There's a lot of cards that normally you wouldn't be able to play that you can play in that deck. You've got the -3/-3 removal spell. What is it? We have the exhale and then caustic as well. So you got the counter, you got the blue counter, you got the black removal, where you got to behold dragons and behold a fairy, and you can get away with shapeshifters with it. But the one interaction I really like is you got that Mox Jasper that you can play. And if you have a shapeshifter in play, it counts as just a normal, or counts as a dragon. So you got Mox Jasper that you can actually play. So it's pretty sweet. Oh, let's look at the deck quick. Give you guys an idea. So this is Brian Kibler was showing different decks that he was thinking about playing in the Pro Tour, and ended up going a different route. But this was one of the decks that he highlighted. Basic Flyers deck. There is a couple things I have different in this because I'm actually missing a couple cards. Ran out of rares. So there is a 2-drop that I don't have here. I forget which one it is. And then he had a second Sphinx in this deck as well. He said the Sphinx was really strong, so I would like to add more for this. He said a lot of games he was testing with it. This just took over the game pretty easily. I think that's what I've realized with the last set that came out. What I've liked the most is the sliver decks that I've been able to play with the shapeshifters and that that core mana rock for 3. That's a shapeshifter has been awesome to play with. All right, we go first. There's nothing too fast about this. I think we're actually going to mulligan that. Much better. I think we might toss a Curiosity here. Just in case we have land problems. At least we got some stuff we can cast. I think we'll get the map token out. At least we can try to find another land with that if we need to. Yeah, it really is. I mean, with it having hexproof, if you don't cast anything, it's very strong. Flashing in at the end of their turn is huge. All right, we got starting town. Let's drop that. I think we drop this. And sacrifice this. Try to find a land. We did find another land. That's good. Badgermole Cub. It's not bad. We can just get rid of the counter on this. Then draw 2. Quite a bit of mana here. Okay, they still have 2 mana available to them. We just get this out so we can get our draw going. We can drop 3 creatures next turn if that's what we want to do. You even got Badgermole in this deck. I'll block with the Curiosity if he wants to. Okay, that's fine. Take 2. Let's go with... Oh, shoot. I had to do that a different path. I should have cast that right after the Momo. Which means I'll go for the... Hold on here. I can still go this route. Alright. So we just gotta survive this turn. Hopefully they can't drop a massive trampler or anything. We can block pretty aggressively. Okay, they have 8 mana available to them. Or sorry, 10 mana available to them. They're attacking out here. Which means they only have 1 mana available. Okay, they know they're dead, I think. Does it have trample? No, it doesn't. Oh, this has trample, but this doesn't. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. They could have a pump. So what we can do is we can block like that. Actually, hold on here. I don't want to block with this because this has a +1/+1. So let's just do this and see what they do. Okay, they don't have anything. We can cast this, get our creatures big enough. Just attack in. GG's. Yeah, it worked out pretty good there. See what we face here. This guy's deck is actually pretty fun to play. Gives you a lot of different options. Seam Rip's nice here. Early Siren might actually be the better play. Alright, I think I'm going to Seam Rip that. Don't want that mobilized trigger going off, especially if they drop something like the enchantment for every creature that comes into play. Voice of Victory, that's another strong one. See, what we can do, though, is we can get this out. We drop this. Then we can drop this. Mobilize still has them tapped and attacking, unfortunately. They got removal. They do. No blocks. Yeah, they even gain life and everything. Okay, we got Ing. Get this out. I think we just airbend their creature. Just to slow them down. We can get this out as well. We're really hoping we draw like a Curiosity so we can get some card draw. Either that or removal would be really good. Didn't find either. Let's do this to start. I guess Momo's going to be more of a focus than Siren. Man, we're just not having much luck here. Definitely too much land. We had 7 land in the top 12 cards. Okay. So we're going to be taking 3, 6 next turn. Fortunately, I think this is all we can do. I could have kept them back for defense, but all that's doing is just make it so we only take 4 next turn. Ooh. That's really good. We're going to take 5 more, and that's game. GG. Hey, Champ, how long have you been playing Magic for? Right. We do have Curiosity. We do have an Interrupter. Unfortunately, it's going to be a turn 2 Siren. I think we're going to be playing against a Flash deck. Since they could have a counter spell, I think we're just going to cast a Siren here. It's not the worst. Let's keep it on top. Actually, I should have waited for another blue. I really think he's going to counter anything, so let's just throw this out there. 'Cause that's the thing we're probably okay with him countering. Okay. All right, they're starting to develop pretty good here. Unfortunately, we got the Anchorage. Let's do that. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you may pay 1 life if you do draw a card. Okay. We can drop the Interrupter. Actually, let's not attack. We'll hold that back. Tempted to just get this out there. See if they counter it. 3 years? Awesome. It's interesting you start with Commander. I wonder how many people nowadays start with Commander. Because to me, that would be like a tougher format to start with, given that it basically has all the rules in it. Arena Standard and Historic. That's awesome. Let me get this out so creatures come into play tapped and see if he tries to do something and we can Aang in response. Okay, I think we're okay with this. We're going to cast something at the end of our turn. Into the Floodmaw. Sure. They got a Drowner or something at the end of the turn? Oh, we got another Librarian. I think we just go for an all-out attack here. They don't have good blockers on board. So we can put that on the top or bottom of our library. Probably put that one on the bottom. Are they going to block? I think we're still going to try getting this out. That way we can draw a card. Do have a blocker for the Drowner. We can still get this out too. What type of decks are your favorite decks, Champ, to play in Standard? Man, they're getting a lot of draw here, unfortunately. Okay, they're going to tap down a creature. We'll attack out. I am okay with that. that in play tapped. I don't want to cast either of these. You know, I suppose I could actually do this. I cast this for 3 while the coast is clear. It just gives me another body of good size. Oh. See if they go after the seam rep. Is it lessons? Boros energy? Yeah. I really like best of 3. The issue is the videos don't do very well on YouTube. Everybody likes watching best of 1 games, which makes sense because it's a variety. You're not stuck watching the same matches get played. Best of 3 and best of 1 just present a completely different type of gameplay. Yeah, that's kind of my experience too. Obviously, like tournament play and stuff, I love that it's best of 3. Like when I play them, it's just so nice to be able to sideboard in. On the flip side, I gotta say it actually, I think best of 1 allows you more variety of different types of decks you can play and be somewhat competitive with them. Because there's a lot of decks you can make in best of 1 that just are kind of glass cannon-y decks, and like there's just a couple cards in the format that can just defeat them. Like think of like Rest in Peace, for instance. Graveyard decks do not work well when most decks have Rest in Peace available to them in the sideboard or something like that. So if you know your opponent can always have that option, your deck is going to be not having a good day. Opponent goes first. We don't even have blue right away. We'll get that down tap since we have to anyways. I want to actually grow my creatures because of their being a mountain. Is it going to be, is it? Or is it going to be just straight up? It's going to be, okay. We're probably going to want to seam rip this, so let's drop. Suppose we can keep the interrupter up, actually. Let's give him one shot. We'll get the eagle out. It's a 3/4, so it's going to be a hard one for them to go after. I'm not going to block with it. This will allow us to seam rip the student next turn. They can go ham on student this turn if they want. Okay, they got the show off. Okay, wild ride. 5 available. I think we actually have to block, unfortunately. And then we can Seam Rip next turn, and we can still get a Avian Interrupter in if we need to. Oh, they blocked it. Dang. Okay. Does have trample. Yeah, good game. Wasn't a whole lot I could do that match. I guess we could have Seam Ripped so they couldn't have Firebend. Maybe that would have been the... I mean, that would have been the only course of action that we could have done in that game. You don't really see a whole lot of mono red being played right now. This seems pretty good. We can go Flyer into Conqueror. Do Plains. Starting Town, Conqueror. Alright, we'll get the Starting Town down. Get the Conqueror out. And we might leave up the Interrupter next turn, depending on what they do. So they're playing green or red-black. So I'm expecting quite a bit of removal. They took damage, which means they want to kill that Conqueror, I'm guessing. Yep. Graveyard deck. Not good, okay. I think we get this... Oh, we're going to leave there. They're going to be 2 turns away from pulling that from the graveyard. Let's get this out. We'll do this as well. Island wasn't the worst. I have a feeling they're just playing the forecasting cost sorcery to pull from the graveyard, but we'll see. Yeah, best of one in historic doesn't quite make a whole lot of sense. Okay, they missed the land drop, so that's really good for us. Do this. We'll drop this, and then we'll also trigger it again. Do not want that. They're already down to 10. We're nervous about them getting to 4 mana. That's the turn. And then if we can keep Avian open, we should be okay. Yep, that's fine. They still didn't find their land, so we can get that out, followed by this. Back in. 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 damage in the air here. I am going to pay 2 life to get that in. We're going to flash this in at the end of their turn. if we don't cast Interrupter. See if they get their fourth, or they got their fourth land with the core. Interrupter still... Actually, maybe I won't flash it in. Only got to do 2 damage here. Yep, GG's. Alright, opponent goes first. We'll try this one. Grand. I think we Seamer up Grand. What a... I guess they just get the lesson in their graveyard? Alright. It's a strange play. Alright, what do we got going on here? Seamrip, Eagle, Librarian, Curiosity. This isn't a very good hand. It's a little too slow. This one's much better. Keep this. I'm going to return an island, I think. I hate to do that, but... Either that or I'll do an Interrupter, I guess. I want to try to get that Sphinx out. Pay 2 life because we can get the Conqueror out next turn. Could have also got the Eagle out that turn. What actually got in for an additional damage. Okay, we can't cast anything on their turn. So this is actually very strong. Or I should say, one or more spells. Never mind. All right, GG's. They didn't like the Sphinx. Yeah, it definitely could have been with the Boomerang basics. Yeah, it is. I need to craft more. I just don't have enough wild cards yet. The Sphinx is just really, really good. I think the deck could run 3 of them. Kibler only had 2 in his, but I think he could run 3. I only have 1 in this, but I need to craft more. Do we go with this? Still a little pricey. This isn't a whole lot better, to be honest with you. I don't want to go down too far. Let's do that. Don't have white lands. Even is going to be a rough one to cast. Just not a great hand. We should maybe have mulliganed again, but... Try to find land. Hey, we got land. Alright, let's do this. We can drop just go for the eagle. Next turn, we can keep Interrupter up if we cast the fountain, or untapped. Put it into play untapped, that is. He's going to remove the eagle, I expect. Yep. Ooh, we tossed the land. That's not bad. It means we're probably not playing against a graveyard deck or something. Either that or he just did everything to toss. Well, of course, pretty good. Second thought, I am going to get this so we can get a little card draw. Slasher's pretty good. We can Aang in and bounce the Slasher. Let's do this. I'm actually going to let him block that if he wants. That is okay with me. Starting town out. Don't have the Interrupter, but we do have an Aang available. I could have also got the Clarion down just so he couldn't use his core. But I kind of want to keep the Aang available. Holy Annex. He could still cast it. In fact, he can get the 6/6 now. We chose not to. Okay. Let's get the Conqueror down. Actually, I should have just waited until the Curiosity just to see what we drew. Ooh. Bringing everything in tapped is actually very strong, I think. Let's get this into play. We can draw even more cards. Go wide. We can get the Eagle out. Yeah, good game. Deck's doing really good. I do white. Let's try it. I think they're playing the same deck we got. We'll do this for now. White. 2 life. Get this out first. I think coast is clear. I want them drawing cards. We need to draw a land to keep our Aven up. And we did not get there. think we get that down. We got counter now. Deck it. If we would have had a land, we would have been pretty good for the next coming turns here. Stock up, yeah. See, that would have been a perfect one for to hit with Haven. Not good. Guess we'll get the clue token out. Really behind on land here. Yeah, it could be Dimir Fairies, I suppose. I would think it is. Yep. Alright. We'll do that. I think we just flash this in to cause some havoc with that if we need to. I guess we have to do this. Pretty good. We'll double block that. I think they're popping off a little too fast for us to do much. Get the interrupter out. See what they end up doing here. Do have quite a bit of damage in the air here. Oh, another messenger. It's really strong. I think we actually do need to block this, though. We'll flash that into block. Alright, he's got the Bitter Bloom. Let that come in. I can get out of hand really fast. Stock up. That's really strong. They even have a seam rep. Alright, good game. Let's get to the next one. I think we'll try one more game with this deck and then maybe switch it up. Kind of want to try the Boros Dragons list that he had. All right, let's keep it. This out. See how much removal they have. Okay. This tells me they might have the Abigail. Maybe I hold off on that if they have the Abigail. Let's just get this out. Attack in. It's possible they just have the... let's just be mana efficient. Because this stops, even if they just have the Annex, it stops them from gaining the life. They have another one. Fortunately, comes into play tapped. So we're going to flash Interrupter in. Screw up their next game plan here. There we go. Perfect. That was a pretty good draw. Put this in tapped. All our creatures get bigger. And they're a little more resilient against Bloodletter. So this can do 10 damage now with Bloodletter coming in. With a sacrifice a creature. This dies to Bloodletter. This comes in as a 5/5. Doesn't that be on our turn? Let's do this one. Okay. We'll take 10 damage. So that goes away. Yep. GG's. All right. Let's play a different one. I'll give you guys a little bit of a preview of the video I'm posting tomorrow. The Demon Slivers list. Yeah, it's interesting. The decks you play tend to really swing the decks you face. It's very common. That's why a lot of times it feels like you're doing mirror matches. This is actually not that aggressive, so we'll mulligan that. Man, this is not great either. I don't want to go down too much, though. Let's toss. One land. Suppose I could have kept them in my hand. I guess I don't want them to counter it. Seam rip. Okay, they could have just seam ripped it though. Doesn't matter in this case because we don't have it anytime soon, anyways. Do this with white, and this is to get the wolf out. That's fine. We'll go for a forest. We found our wolf, so let's discard Multiversal. We'll grab an Explorer. I expect it to be probably countered next turn. We'll attack him. They didn't counter it yet, but they only cast that for 2, which tells me they have another counter. Yep. Well, I think we still try to go for the wolf. We could have attacked first. Doesn't really matter too much. They would have blocked anyways. Okay, they got paid 3 for that. Oh, meant to attack. I'm actually going to... I'm going to say wolf again. Do this first. And we'll flash in the Sneakling to see if that causes anything. Jeez, a lot of land. Can't attack in now. Yeah, full-on blue-white control, it looks like. Fortunately, it looks like they're sitting pretty good, too. That anchorage is doing a lot of work, because I can't attack through it. Well, they countered that. Probably still sending out another counter spell. I think I hold off one turn. Well, actually, let's try attacking in here. I was hoping that he turned this on. Gonna end turn. Gonna trigger the Fountain Port. Could flash this in, but I think we hold off. He could just have a sweep or something. Yeah, he's got something in his hand. Oh, we got a reef. That's something. He still have 3 mana if he stays. 4, 5. We have 2 mana available. I want to keep 3 up when I try casting Hive Pool. That's not good. He discarded and no more lies. So he definitely had it. I shouldn't say definitely had it. He probably could have drew it too, but I'm thinking he probably had it. Got another Hive Pool. Let's see the counter spell. That landed. We'll tack in. He'll sack that. I expect him to kill this Hive Pool one way or another. It's pretty strong. Okay, so there's his Iceberg. That's his answer for the Hive Pool. Yeah, that's the reason why he would toss that away, because he knows I can pay for it. But it also told us that he probably had that in hand up to that point. The Restless Reef. I guess we're going to see a counter this time. No, maybe he has another Iceberg then. There's not a whole lot we can do here. Yeah, I pretty much got anything they want at that point. I think that's a GG's. Let's give that another go. Speaker, we got an Exhale. So that works out really good with the Explorer in hand. This is going to have to be a black. Let's keep it. Are they discarding? Down to smaller hand size? It kind of looked like they were. Wow, down to 5. I think we're going to go black. We will enter tapped. Oh, is it lessons? Maybe not. Elemental deck. Okay. Get this going right away. We'll behold a dragon. Look at that fierce dragon we got. Get this down. Probably do another explorer next turn and then follow it up with the high pool. Actually, we can do the high pool now. Let's do that. Just to get it out, get it cranking. It's double strike, but that's a 1/3. Can attack in with the Mutavault next turn. He's got 4 mana. Hopefully they can't destroy this, because I know they have the one elemental that has that ability. Yeah, it was a pretty good ramp. Go with Wolf again. We do this. And we'll speaker for our wolf. Fortunately, I don't think we attack in yet. There is something to be said about instead of dropping the Explorer, we could have attacked with one of the Mutavaults. Because that could have killed anything that would have blocked it, but that would only been 4 damage. Yeah, I don't want to see Deceit by any means. Roaming Throne. That's not good. Double triggers now on the elementals. Ooh. I think I just Caustic Exhale anything he tries transforming. see what they do. I want to keep this up, so I don't want to really tap for the Mutavault. Suppose I can attack in, because I can exhale anything. Let's do it. Okay, I'll go after the Roaming Throne here. It's actually really good blocks because it actually does kind of prevent us from triggering this. But I think it's important to get rid of that Roaming Throne. Oh, hold on here. It's Ward 2. Shoot. Didn't do that right. I forgot about the ward on the throne. Really want to compare decks, huh? All right. Well, we can actually turn on both of our Mutavaults before we attack in, so we still have quite a few triggers that way. As long as we can get Voja to attack in, that is. It's like they're roping us a bit. Unless they're just trying to really think this out. I mean, they kind of are stunted. They started with only 5 cards, so they didn't get a lot of land. They can only do so much each turn. They probably can only cast 1 creature. They have to pay a mana to flip this. Oh, 12. This is going to be a rough turn on them if they don't kill Voja. We'll turn on both of our Mutavaults, which would give everything +3/+3. Then we would draw 3 cards. Wouldn't really matter because of all the 4/4 slivers with double strike attacking in. Let's hope they let us do it. Okay, are they gonna pay? They didn't even pay. My turn. That's a good question. For building decks, it really depends on. I would really focus on decks you enjoy to play that you find fun, and realize that as long as you're having fun playing the deck, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, because the reality is, um, even good Magic players at higher ranks win just over half their games. It's just kind of how it works. So don't expect to ever win a ton of games with any deck you play, especially if you're newer to the game. So just try to find decks that you really enjoy playing. For a lot of decks, I would focus on budget decks just to get a good feeling. There's a lot of good content out there on YouTube for free free to play decks. And when I say free to play, they don't have any rares or mythics in them. I do have a handful of them on my channel as well. Phantasm is a great resource on YouTube. He posts a lot of budget decks in standard, and just highly recommend his channel. I've played a handful of his decks on my YouTube as well. Um, Really good to just get a sampling for all different variety of decks out there, just to get to see what you like and kind of how they work, without having to waste a lot of wild cards. And once you figure that out, each color, you'll learn that each color kind of focuses on different things. Green focuses on ramp, like you were asking about. Um, Blue focuses on card draw. Black focuses on removal. Uh, you'll just find each color has their own thing. Red focuses on burning people out, so there's going to have a lot of spells that burn and have a lot of haste creatures, things like that. That's just general how they set up the game. White, you're going to see a lot of life gain decks with white. Opponent goes first. This is not great. Just not a lot going on there. Unholy Annex, so I think we'll try this one. We'll keep this. I think we'll toss one of the Hive Pools. Man, we're seeing another lesson deck. Maybe it's more of the fairy deck then. We'll see. That out. Yeah, absolutely. It's a fun game. The key thing is just try to find stuff you enjoy doing. Don't play a deck if you don't like playing it just because it has a higher win percentage. Check out websites like MTG Goldfish or Untapped.gg. They're great resources that you can see all the variety of decks that are being played. Untapped GG has a really good resource to see kind of what the meta decks are as well. So what people are winning with and everything. But realize even the best meta decks that are out there are only getting a 57% win rate. So when you see people post about, decks that do really well, and I'll do that as well. Sometimes if I have a deck that runs really well, I'll tell you what I do, and maybe I go 9-0 or 10-0 with it. But over a long enough period of time, if you play 200 games, almost every deck is going to fall in that range where it's going to be below 60% win rate. It's just the way the game is made. If it goes above that, there's something broken with the deck, and there's a good chance that Wizards is going to end up banning it. But especially in best of one, you're just not seeing those high win rate decks. Let's see here. So he's kicking our butt already. So let's get this out. Guess we'll get this down. Get a little card draw going. We're going to take 5 here. Yeah, we're not in good shape. Well, that's pretty good for them. We don't have a sweeper in this deck, so not a whole lot we can do. We can gain. That's a permanent +1 as well. can't get 5 to drop the demon. Yeah, removal came a little too late. Hey, if you're getting a 55% win rate, that's pretty outstanding. Like I said, you can go on runs though. You know, I'll go on runs like that. It's awesome for videos and stuff, and be able to say that it went on a run. But the reality is just over a long enough period of time. There's no decks that's just amazing. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. I think what you're seeing as the current standard is really kind of geared towards that. The old standard never used to be like that. Um, it used to be a lot slower, and what I mean by a lot slower is you typically weren't seeing most games end before turn, 5, 6, 7. Now you're seeing games end turn 3, 4 quite a bit if you don't have reaction to what they're doing. That's just because there's too many sets in standard right now. They've increased the amount of sets that they've included in standard, and you just have too many interactions between all the cards that you have in the current metagame that makes it so the decks just play a lot faster than they used to play. Um, but it's not always that way. You're going to get a lot more back and forth if you play best of 3. So think of it that way. Best of 1, you're going to experience a lot of that crushingness that you're seeing. Best of 3, you're going to have a lot of that more back and forth because sideboards play such a role in making your gameplay, it's almost like a chess match. You think of that. You're pulling in pieces from the sideboard that you think can outdo their deck, while meanwhile they're doing the same thing for you. So it's almost more like a chess match where they're trying to counter react to what you're doing. Versus best of 1, you just play the deck you got and kind of go from there. So if you want to have more of that back and forth, start looking at doing best of 3 gameplay. Let's go and play some of the Kibler Boros Dragons. I haven't tried this deck yet. I've been interested in trying it. Yeah, best of 1 and best of 3 formats play really different. For a enjoyability of gameplay, best of 3 probably is the format to be in there if you want to have it so it's where it doesn't feel like you either win or lose a game like fast. Best of 3 is like the format that is, kind of true magic, as people kind of say. It just happens that you see a lot of best of 1 because people don't have a lot of time to do a best of 3 because it can take an hour to play a best of 3. And let's see, our opponent goes first. We'll keep this. Sure. We got a Momo. So best of 1 is preferred by a lot of people because of how fast it is. And then you also have the fact that people like watching content for best of 1 a lot more than best of 3 as well. So a lot of your content creators and stuff you watch online will always play best of 1 because people get bored if you're watching the same game against the same deck for an hour. So they want to see you constantly turn out playing different decks. Warden. Ooh. I can kill off the Warden, which I think we're going to do that. attack in. We're just playing an ally deck. We can warp this in and kill off their elf. Let's do that. Let's warp. Put that enter tap. They are already at 13, which is good. And we can just cast this next turn too. All right, GG's. Yeah, MTGO is. In fact, I don't even think you can play best of one in MTGO, can you? Last time I played it, it's been years, so I don't know. Does anybody know if you can play best of one in MTGO anymore? Or can you now, I should say? So your opponent goes first. We do have a Momo. If we can get that Tyrant down, that'd be awesome. Let's see if they go after our Momo. We do have another one here. Okay, I think we'll just go for the Sarkhan. Oh man, do we have a lot of those flyers. Yep. We hold that one. I'm going to hold off on that because we can rush out one of our other. I didn't want to show him the non-basic thing. Just in case he had something. Cavernous Souls isn't that big a deal to us. Kind of are up the counter area, aren't they? Okay, they definitely have instant speed. You know, it's funny you mention it. The only modern deck I currently have is Tron. I sold out of all my other modern stuff a while ago. Next. Although it's mono blue Tron, it's not the green Tron. I love me some modern Mono Bluetron. That is a grindy deck, though. Oh, Deceit. Is he gonna go after Twin? Probably Twin Flame. Just fine. Because we can get the Hellkite down if he does. It's a lot of good stuff in our hand. Ah. Yeah, believe it or not, I used to play Mono Red when it was actually a pretty good deck in Modern. And then I would do Bluetron. Those were my two decks I played. Really opposite ends of the spectrum there. He had us drop Momo. That's interesting. Well, I can drop Hellkite down. Or I can get the Twin Flame Tyrant down. I think we go for the Tyrant, right? Because then we can do a Hellkite next turn. This does 4 damage. Burst Lightning will do a lot of damage. Momo is like the worst thing they could have grabbed. I guess they thought they were going to kill Momo. That's fine. We draw a land. We got the Hellkite. They got to kill a Tyrant. Okay. Maybe that's what their game plan was? Alright. Voice victory. Yeah, that's about it. The mono red modern decks definitely played fast. Man, he had a lot of removal there. 3 hexes, a Betray, and Bitter Triumph in his top 13 cards. We just need to find our land here. At least we got something to do, but it's not amazing by any means. I don't know. Did they really save the format? You know, it's weird. My reaction to current standard, you kind of got to look at it a couple different ways. Best of 3, I think it's very healthy in best of 3. You can play a ton of different decks. You're all good with that. Best of 1, I don't know if it's as diversified as you want to see. I don't know. I think the jury's still out there for me. Okay, so they got the Doomsday. They're in pretty good shape here. They have the Reef. These are sorceries, so we can't kill it. So we're dead. GG's. Yeah, they banned a lot of mono red cards to really weaken it. Nah, I don't think you're going to be seeing best of 3. Like I said, I like it, but people don't tend to really want to watch that. Plus, I don't have any decks set up for best of 3. Yeah, that Leyline is actually still legal in best of 3. It's just only banned in best of 1. And that really shows you how much harder it is to play against decks in best of 1, because the sideboard can just crush a mono red deck with Leyline in best of 3 and has no problem. But when it comes to best of 1, you don't have that option. Playing pretty aggressive here. We can get rid of their demolition field. Let's do that, because that can really bite us otherwise. I was actually thinking of going after the Foundry, hoping that they didn't have any mountains, but they played a mountain, so that was good with the way we went. That's a bummer, man. Back in, see if they have removal. They don't. Check this out. Yeah, I think it was the correct call as well there, champ. So this is really interesting question that you have. What's your guy's least favorite style of play to go up against? I'll be honest with you. I'm okay going up against almost any style of play, but I have an issue if the deck that they're playing doesn't fit the person that's playing it. And what I mean by that is if they're agonizing over every little decision that they're making, they shouldn't be playing a deck that has a lot of decisions. So that's kind of my take on what I hate versus what I like playing against. Yeah, we're going to warp this in. Because the reality is, if a person knows how to play their deck and they don't agonize over every play, especially on Arena, the games go pretty quick. So even if you end up getting beat by that deck, okay, you just move on to the next game. It's not a big deal. But the guys that sit there and rope or kind of just agonize over every little decision that they're making, that's the ones that are a little tougher to play. Can't really do a whole lot here. No attack. I do play a little slower like this when I'm making videos or when I'm doing this, obviously, because I'm reading chat and answering it. Yeah. They're pretty good. We just never got our land this game. Look at this. We only have 3 land. I'll just do no blocks. That's fine. Let them win. Yeah, best of one. I mean, you got the rope, but the rope doesn't push them along fast enough. Best of 3, there is actually a timer in Arena. We're good with this. I will say that's actually part of the appeal for Arena over MTGO is games go a lot quicker. You can get a lot more games in on Arena than you can ever get on MTGO. Because people tend to just play faster. They also play a lot looser too. You have, I would say you have tougher competition on MTGO than you do on Arena in general. 2 or less. Do red. They're tapped. Great, is a deck. Alright. Sacred Foundry. Just go after their Verge. Make it a little tougher on them. This might not be a bad matchup for this deck, I'm thinking. As long as they don't have the early counter spells. You gonna try killing it? Nope. I think we get Twin Flame down next turn. Deal 8 damage. That was a weird... Oh, they needed to get something? Okay. I think we're still going to cast Twin Flame, but... we'll get more damage in this way. Drop the Quenchio. much land here now. Last game I couldn't buy a land, and now we just have a fistful of them. It's good to get that off the top of the deck. I guess we just play it, right? I gotta figure out how to get rid of 2 creatures. That's gonna be a little rough. Even a burn spell would kill them. Yep, they're tapped out. GG's. I really don't mind playing against the Izzet decks. I definitely feel like it's a 50-50, depending on if you just draw the right cards as your deck. I mean, you're starting to see them put more creatures in their decks than they originally had a month ago in that deck. I did have, I had a fun game where I played against an Izzet deck when I was playing the Outrageous Robbery and the other card that steals cards from the opponent's deck. I think it was the Ugin Robbery deck I had on my channel, and it was an awesome game because I ended up taking their deck. I played Monument, and then I was discarding cards, and I killed them with their own Monument. That was a fun one. It really is a shame that they had that madness mechanic that was all focused around discarding and everything, and like none of those cards ever made it to be a relevant deck. We'll go first on this one, sure. Go out early, we can get the Conqueror out. Ended up being that Izzet deck. Funny thing is, I used to play that Monument all the time. I had a vehicle deck that I played with Monument. It worked out really well. Alright, now that we got the Voice of Victory, they can't cast spells during my turn. So that's very strong. Let's hope it stays. There's a chance they didn't even realize that, and they were hoping to flash something in. Because a lot of people forget about that ability where they can't cast spells on our turn. Ooh, it's Silent Hill Creeper. Okay. We can kill that. What else they got going on here? Voice is a lot stronger than a lot of people give it credit for. Let's try it. You know, we could have waited till our turn, actually. So they couldn't have done that. Yeah, that was a little silly on our part. Let's attack in, and then we can actually cast this to kill it. Alright, they didn't block with it. I guess... get this out. Just hope there's not a sweeper. Ah, they got rid of it. That's a pretty strong Hell Creeper now. Now they can counter. Down to 2. What do they got going on? I know they're going to go up to 7. Okay, they're going to... 8. They're going to go up to 10, I guess? Draw a card. No, they actually got this. Yeah, they're drawing a bunch of cards. We could have played that a little differently. Oh, 3 shelters in the top 18 cards. Yeah, there's no shot. No shot we would have... 3 shelters and 2 trackers. There's no shot we would have had a chance at winning this one. Yeah, more land. GG's. Well, I think that about does it for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Thank you guys for hanging around and checking out the different gameplay. And if you guys want to watch more, please watch the channel with the videos on YouTube. I got the Demon Slivers deck coming out tomorrow. I don't know what I got going for the rest of the week here, but got a couple different decks I've been bouncing around that I want to play for that. So thank you guys. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys later.